Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mayor Pro Tem Britt Moore, High Point City Council, calling together the Finance Committee meeting for Thursday, October 2nd. All members of the Finance Committee are here, along with Madam Clerk, Madam Attorney, and large presence of staff. So with that being stated, we will start our meeting by hearing from Greg Ferguson, our Deputy City Manager, on item 2025-391.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This item is consideration and ratification of a nonprofit organization agreement with the High Point Arts Council. This is to allow the Arts Council to collect private funds up to $200,000 to be a match for city funds of $200,000, predicated on an RFP being generated by the city to identify an entity to operate and program the space. So it's RFP first, and then the city match comes forward secondly. The agreement has been signed ahead of the John Coltrane Arts Jazz Festival held August 30, 31, 2025. So the request today is to ratify the agreement.
This was before us last time. There were some questions. I think Finance had a chance to hear back on some of their questions. Is everybody good and under?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
The only one question I didn't think of earlier or had is there a time frame on their commitment to raise the money? I'm just curious if
That's something that I had brought up also. I don't think that that's in place at this time, but adjustments, I believe, can be, and amendments could be made along the way as we go. Is that your understanding?
It's until the agreement has been fulfilled, but there's a termination clause for convenience by the city, so the city could get out.
Very good, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-391.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, Greg. Next couple of items, we're going to hear from our Fire Chief, Brian Evans, and we'll start with item 2025-403.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair Moore. This item is for a purchase of a 2028 Pierce Enforcer apparatus to replace a 2008 Aero XD apparatus that was damaged back in July. 2026 Enforcer to replace a 2017 Pierce Enforcer apparatus that was damaged from an accident back in July. This purchase is intended to replace the apparatus that was unfortunately damaged in that accident. The previous equipment was rendered unusable due to the impact from that accident, and this replacement is necessary to ensure our continued operations and to prevent disruptions. That 2026 Pierce Enforcer has a purchase price of $989,619. And the budget impact from that is we'll use the existing appropriations will cover a portion of the purchase price, and a budget ordinance amendment appropriating $848,412 in general fund reserves is included with this item to cover that remaining cost. And Fire Department is requesting that using the Houston-Galveston Area Council contract, the High Point Fire Department requests the council approve of the purchase of a 2026 Pierce Enforcer pumper from Atlantic Emergency Solutions for the purchase price of $989,619. And approval of the budget ordinance amendments appropriating general fund reserves, and the appropriate city official and/or employee be authorized to execute all necessary documents upon receipt of this purchase order. And it's expected to be delivered at the expected delivery is 390 to 480 days for that apparatus.
This is Councilman Andrew. I have a couple of questions. One, is there any salvage value to the vehicle that was destroyed? Is there anything that we can recoup from it? And two, is there some kind of insurance that pays us for this accident? It wasn't our firefighters' fault.
No, it wasn't our fault, and the individual who was charged had like Allstate said had a $100,000 policy, and there's multiple people filing claims against that. There hasn't been a determination yet on how those claims will be split up between the city and the other entities involved. As far as equipment, we did salvage all the equipment off that apparatus, radios, ladders, and other equipment on that truck.
So there's no scrap value to the carcass?
Yes, once we remove all the equipment, it will probably go to Gov Deals, and the city should recoup some money from that, because it can't be reused, it'll be salvaged. So whatever the price point is for scrap metal is now, so there
Okay.
would be some cost there that we should be able to recoup.
Chief Evans, this is Councilman Holmes. I'm sorry.
No, no problem.
You said that there were multiple claimants. Is there a number? Do we know how many claimants there are against this policy?
I don't know the exact number. I know there are two, the city of High Point and Van York, who the other, where the damage occurred as well.
So the potential distribution could be as little as 50-50 between us and Van York, or if there's others, it could break it down further.
Yeah, it could be, but depending on what those claims are, that'd be between the city's insurance and Allstate and how they subrogate that claim, so.
With it being municipality staff or Brian, are you allowed to carry a different type of insurance policy on our assets where it would cover in these scenarios instead of unlike a private property?
Good afternoon, Chairman Moore, Bobby Fitzjohn, Financial Services Director. So in the past, we have had an automobile policy for fire vehicles. At a certain point, it was determined to be cost prohibitive.
Okay.
I don't know what that looks like today, but we do have a plan to look into that as we renew our policies next year. Now that the cost of these fire vehicles has ballooned over the last few years, and how long it takes to UC to get one in, something we want to look at again. But again, that decision was made by a prior administration. It was also a concern around liability, a liability piece of that insurance at the time. So we want to address that with the attorney later this year and see if that's feasible again. But at this time, there's no comprehensive coverage for these vehicles.
Okay, thank you. Chief, one more question. In the interim of this 400-day window, what are you doing to cover?
So we do have a reserve apparatus. We just replaced engine 7. So that was came in great timing. So we use engine 7's apparatus to fill in for engine 13 that was damaged during the accident.
Okay.
But our reserves is getting
Yes.
getting down low.
Yes.
Okay.
All righty. Anything else? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-403.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item is 2025-404.
Yes, thank you, Councilman Moore. High Point Fire Department requests the purchase of a 2028 Pierce Enforcer to replace a 2008 Pierce Arrow XT apparatus due to age, hours, and mileage of that apparatus. This apparatus would be going to engine 5 located on Johnson Street here in High Point. And in accordance to the National Fire Protection Association 1901 standard, automotive fire and apparatus, High Point Fire Department recognized the significance of a 15-year fleet apparatus replacement plan. And currently, we are using a 2008 Pierce Arrow XD as a frontline apparatus. That apparatus has combined over 150,000 road miles and 13,000 pump engine hours. And is used daily for emergency response throughout the city and the contracted service areas that we provide also. And upon delivery of this new pumper, engine 5, the 2008 would be transferred to a reserve status, which would give us another reserve in our fleet. This 2028 Pierce Enforcer has a purchase price of $1,083,793. Funding is available in the 2025-26 budget appropriated by City Council. And using the Houston-Galveston Area Council corrective contract, High Point Fire Department is requesting council's approval for the purchase of a 2028 Enforcer pumper from Atlantic Emergency Solutions in the amount of $1,083,000 $793, and the appropriate city official and/or employee be authorized to execute all necessary documents. And once receipt of a purchase order, this expected delivery date will range anywhere from 930 to 1,020 days.
Question, is this is the exact same apparatus as the 2026,
26.
the 2026 one?
Yes, so
Two
that
years,
is,
it went up about 9.5% in price.
yes. So because we are a Pierce customer, what they did for us for emergency purchases, damage from accidents, they moved the apparatus out of what they call a stock build slot and put us in that slot to get it to us quicker. And they gave us a pretty substantial discount on that apparatus.
Okay.
I know you said they get it to you quicker. What would have been the time if they didn't move you into that queue?
It'd have been the same as this current one, 980 to 1,020 days. So across the nation now, you are seeing fire apparatus anywhere from 3 to 4 years from date of order till you receive it. Ladder truck apparatus, that's 4 to 5 years now. So.
Any other comments? I'm trying to let that sink in. And the price is locked in, right?
Yes, the price is locked.
Okay, very good. I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-404.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you. Next item is 2025-407.
Thank you, Councilman Moore, Chair Moore.
Sure.
This is consideration and acceptance of a Department of Homeland Security fiscal year 2024 staffing for adequate fire and emergency response grant, otherwise known as SAFER. The purpose of this grant is to accept the grant award and enter into agreement with the Department of Homeland Security for the federal share of fiscal year 2024 SAFER grant. City of High Point was awarded recently $3,332,597.40 in federal funding to hire an additional 24 firefighters to serve the City of High Point. This grant was funded by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and specifically designed to support the recruitment and retention of emergency responders, ensuring our fire department is staffed and equipped to respond to the growing needs of this community. The city will be responsible for a 25% match for the first 2 years of this grant and a 65% local match in year 3. Funding for the 4th year and beyond is the full responsibility of the city, and the table below shows how the funding is broken down by year. Additional funds will be needed for these 24 firefighters in the amount of $306,000. That's for uniforms and PPE, otherwise known as our turnout gear. A budget impact amendment is included in this item appropriating the cost for the first year of the grant, and the proposed amendment appropriates the general fund reserves for the local match and operating funds. Funding for years 2 and 3 of the grant will be included in future operating budgets. City Council is requested to consider acceptance for this grant, and the city enter agreement with Department of Homeland Security for the federal share of this fiscal year 2024 SAFER grant to approve, and also to approve the budget ordinance amendment and authorize the appropriate city official to execute all necessary documents.
Comments, questions?
Just a comment, I look forward to the addition of 24 firefighters, and I would like the public to know that it will increase pressure on our budget, but I think we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the additional firefighters, I believe, is something we actually need.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman, this is Councilman Holmes, Chief Evans. How difficult will it be to find those 24 people?
That's going to be a heavy lift that we have to take on as a department. We'll be actively recruiting once all those documents are signed and we receive the award from the federal government. I would say it probably takes 6 months to 8 months to recruiting phase, and then another 9 months to get those firefighters certified as firefighters.
And these funds are strictly for recruiting. It can't be used for equipment or any other aspects of it. So it's strictly to cover the cost of salaries and benefits.
That's correct.
For the new hires. Okay. Councilman Andrew is right. In year, in the out years, following 27, 28, it's going to be, those 24 people are going to hit our books. So that will be something that we will have to consider. I mean, for the first, really 2 years, 3 years, there are some defrayment of the costs, but that will hit our books in year 4 and 5, so.
It'll be a full line item then, Councilman Holmes, but it'll hit our books immediately with the 25%, which, if I'm seeing that right, Eric, am I reading, Eric Almeida, our assistant manager, we're looking at around 450,000 the first 2 years?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. And then 1.17 million in the third year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These are important issues. Our first responders are critical to keeping us safe, and it all weaves together. The safety of our community leads to our economic development, and leads to our growth and continued competitiveness. We will hopefully continue to grow this economy to offset those things in the budget years to come, but those will be challenges that we'll have to take on when they come.
I'm sorry, Chairman Moore.
Yes, go right ahead.
Eric, is one of these years a reval year?
Yes, sir. Next year, we'll
Next year? Okay.
Anything else? No. Okay. Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-407.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you all.
Next item is 2025-405, Transit Manager Angela Wines.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
The Transit Division is currently using one 20-foot light transit vehicle and three 22-foot light transit vehicles that need to be replaced due to their age and extremely high mileage. We can repurchase the vehicles off of state contract 54-SG-0506-2022. We are asking that council consider a purchase from Interstate Transportation Sales and Equipment in the amount of $511,905.47 for 4 new 22-foot light transit vehicles, and authorize the appropriate city officials to execute all necessary documents.
Comments on this, guys? Go ahead.
In our package, in the bid recommendation, the budgeted amount was $820,000, so that we're spending the 500 or so out of that 820, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
If there are no other comments or questions, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-405.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you. Next item is 2025-408, our real estate coordinator, Mike Brooks.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I'm here to present that we have received an initial offer on a piece of city-owned property. It's 103 Old South Court, an offer amount of $17,600. And we're asking the council to adopt a resolution accepting this offer and authorizing the sale of the property through the upset bid procedure, which is the General Statute 168-269.
Excuse me, question. Is it just a empty lot right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
it
yes.
is.
Zillow is showing a building on it, so.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-408.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Thank you.
That brings us to the end of our item list for today. Is there anything else that needs to come before finance? Hearing none, this motion, this
Well, I have an
meeting.
announcement.
Yeah, I'll
I
say
just,
it.
okay, sorry, well, I know, okay, anyway. All right, so this Saturday is Social Saturday, and so the trolleys are going to be running all day. The theme is Oktoberfest. So please come support our downtown and uptown businesses. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've looked at the weather. It's going to be beautiful. So bring out your friends, your family, your children, your pets, and enjoy downtown High Point.
And I'll piggyback off that. Unity Fest is also happening this weekend on Washington Street, Historic District. It's a great opportunity to come out with your family, get a chance to see other parts of the city. It's really going to be great music, great food, a lot of fun, and interacting with your fellow High Pointers.
Is there social Saturday hours or start at 4? Is that right?
Well, no, I think it actually starts at like 12. Like it goes from like 12 to 10.
Okay.
Because they've,
Well, I know that the HPU's doing their annual
Oh, right, the block
High
party.
Point basketball introduction festival
and that
party.
goes on until 4, I think.
I think that's 5 to 7.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure they'll be gathering around 4.
Yeah,
Unity Festival hours?
I think it's noon to 4.
or 11, maybe.
11,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Y'all get that in your phone, write it down? Everybody gonna be there?
Share it on
See
social
how?
media?
All right. Did you get that? Sir. All right.
Oh, and
Very
lots of
good.
great music tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night at Cohab, the premier outdoor event venue. So go hear some live music in a gorgeous courtyard.
It is a great facility. All right, we've done our public service announcement, spent a little money. This meeting's adjourned.